Hey, what's going on, everyone? So in this video we are going to take a look at the 9 different jobs that don't require the 4-year college degree. So this is the highly requested video, and I think we have slight problems within society where it seems as though 95% of the high school students, or at least in my high schools, 95% of high school students are being highly pressured into attending the 4-year universities. And here's absolutely nothing wrong with that. It's very, very important for people to go to the 4 years university and to get bachelor's degrees. But there's a lot of the people who aren't really being shown these opportunities for some of those jobs where you can straight out of the high schools or after just 2 years of the community college, and you can be earning close up to the upwards of the $100,000 per year. So that's we are going to share in this video 9 different jobs that don't require the 4-year degree, and in most cases $100 or the $200 in the students' loans. So down let's go into this video. Okay, so we will start with the number 9, and we will work out a way down to the number 1. Now 9 by becoming the web developer. Now, web developing and average make about $74,000 per year, and this typically will require you to have the associate's degree. Then you could become the appearance under some other web developers, but essentially you are creating the website that working on the guide within those website. For the client, most businesses that do need to have the very professional looking website. Now, the top 10% of the web developers are making upwards of the $100,000 per year, right? Around the $122,000 per year for this, and it doesn't require a 4-year degree. Now, does a 4-year degree help with this? Absolutely, it probably does help with the web developing company, but you only need the 2-year degree. But realistically, you don't need one at all. I don't want to make it sound like it's an easy job. It's certainly something that takes a lot of the skills and a lot of the time to build up over time. But you don't need to have the 4-year degree in order to make some decent money with the web development company. So that's is number 9. Let's move to the number 8, which is possibly one of my favorite on this list, and this is becoming the real estate agent. So if you are familiar with the Grams of the Finch, he makes some of the really interesting videos about real estates, and now he sells houses in Beverly Hills, and why not he makes I think 2017 he said that he made someone around $700,000 in the total profit. Now, some of that was some from real estate investments and whatnot, but a good portion of it was from the selling homes and apartments complex. And why not? And so this is something that you can look into as well. Becoming the real estate agent doesn't require you to go to the college. You do have to pass a couple of the exams depending on what state you are in, but it does not require the college degree, and it's something that you are the extra varied, or if you have the great possibility to, and something you can make a ton of the money in the now. And all real estate agents makes you now $400,000 per year. Now, a good portion of them makes a little bit less than that. I think the average salaries for the real estate agents is somewhere between $45,000 range, and the top 10% makes around the $109,000 per year as the real estate agents. So the next one is going to require a little bit more work with your hands, and I tried to keep this list in the way where some of them are going to be more so desk jobs, and other are going to be a little bit more manual labor, just to mix it in for everyone. And so the next one is going to be by becoming the Boilermaker. So this is the sort of the welding, and essentially we're going to be making a lot of the vets. You're going to be working on the ships in some cases, and the average salary for the boiler makes in somewhere around $62,000 per year. The top 10 makes upwards of the $87,000 per year, and there's a Boilermaker. Now, is this difficult work? Yes, it's definitely, but it's something that you can learn through the apprenticeships. It definitely helps to make the wedding experience as the background. So you go to the technical schools for the wedding and then become the boilerman marker and get some the nice jobs offers you there, and you could probably become the part of the unions as the boilermaker. In a lot of the cases, a lot of these boilermakers are in the union, and you can get some the really decent benefits by the being the union, as with some of these other jobs that we mentioned in this list. So there is the next one is by becoming the electrician. Right now, the average salary of the electrician is around $54,000. Now, this doesn't mean that if you start, year one as the electrician, you're going to make 54,000 grand. You're probably going to make less than that, but over the time you can build up, and that's probably by the top 10% of the electrician makes somewhere around the $97,000 per year. As the electric, this is something that you can do straight from the technical schools into the workforce. So you can go from the high school while doing the technical schools in the high schools straight into the workforce as the electricians, and they make the pretty decent amount of the money right off the bat. That's why I wanted to throw it to this was definitely working with your hands. You're going to involve a little bit more risk. You're dealing with the electric currents. Obviously, the risk involves, but it's certainly something that could pay you pretty well. Now, there's is another one that I want to mention here. That kind of the times in with the electrician, and that is by the becoming someone who actually installs and maintains power lines. So electrical power lines that go all the way down to your road, most likely down your streets, and this is obviously going to be another job that could involve a lot of the risk, but that's probably why the average salary is about $67,000 and per year, with the top 10 netting about the $100,000 per year. As some who are installing and repairing and maintaining power lines. So now, do you get into this? Most likely just like how you get into becoming the electrician. You want to go to the trade schools of some sort of the electrician. It's really gonna give you a really nice base for this, and you can apply for the jobs like this one. Now, another road that you could consider going is by becoming the registered nurse. Now, there's the reasons why I really think that this is incredibly interesting road to go, because registered nurses are going to be growing in the future. We're talking double-digit percent growth in the next 10 years. In the next 10 to 15 years for the registered nurses. So there's going to be a very high demand for the registered nurse. That's why there's going to be making $70,000 per year. And an average with the same with the making the upwards to $100,000 per year as a residence nurse, and you don't have to go for 4-year schools for this, and you can get associated with the degree for the nursing, or you can go to some other programs. You might want to look into this a little bit further. I'm not an expert on this, and I'm not going to pretend like but I know that you don't have to go for a 4 year school to become the registered nurse and make the pretty decent amount of the money. Like I said, one of the best parts about this is that it's definitely an up and coming and kind of the always up and coming areas, which is the health care. So let's get into the last few ones on this list that I think you might find to be a little bit interesting. So this next one is definitely one of the most interesting on this list, and I will tell you why. This has a lot of the potential to make a lot of money, and that is by becoming someone who is instrument repairing or maintaining elevators. So we have millions of the elevators in the world, but most companies and most office owners are not going to want to hire their janitor or their custodian to fix an elevator. This is something that could really cause a lot of the damage. It could kill people if you don't if you do it right. So you're not going to have your janitor fixing your elevator. You're somebody who is professional and can take on the liability and responsibility to fix elevators. So you can become someone who repairs them, maintain. I'm in the trust me. If you are ever lived in the high-rise building, I lived in one the last year, and it sucks in terms of the elevators. Is breaking every other day, and the elevator repair people were coming in the every other day to fix, and they were making a lot of the money. That's why they are making about $77,000 per year, with the top 10 percentage making upwards to the $100,000 per year. As an elevator repairman or someone who is installing them and maintaining them, there is always going to be the problems elevators, and it's always going to be needed to people to fix these elevators. Now, how you actually become an elevator repairman? Well, one of the best ways is to become appreciated for some of these companies. You can seek them out if you have some type of the background in this area. It can certainly help you to go into the trade schools for something in this field. Could certainly help you as well. So, since we just covered the manual labor jobs, let's talk about one that doesn't require a lot of the manual labor, and that's by becoming the paralegal of the paralegals. On the average, you are going to make about $50,000 per year. The upper 10% is going to make the upwards of the $80,000 per year. As someone who is going to be assigning the attorneys and lawyers, most likely doing some research for them, maybe setting up the meetings for them. But in the general, it's just assigning a lawyer to really help them out, and you can make the pretty decent amount of the money. How do you become the paralegal? Well, you are generally going to want to go to the 2 year schools, so probably your local community college or the city college, and then get that associated degree to become the paralegal. Or you could actually look in before your degree, but not everyone needs that 4 year degree in order to become the paralegal. So number one on this list is by becoming the dental hygienist. So right now they are making an average about $74,000 per year. In order to become the dental hygienist, you are generally going to have to go to the schools for the 2 years, for a year, your local community college or your local college. Now, there's are people who go for the 4 years, and you could do that as well, but a lot of them will go for just 2 years, and they will get that associate degree, and then they can become the dental hygienist. Like I said, on average $74,000 per year, with the top 10% making upwards over the $100,000 per year. So those are the 9 of this list. If you enjoyed the video in any way, don't forget to drop the like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks much for watching, and I will see you everybody next time.